Hey everybody, welcome to episode 12 of the Strategy Game podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we are talking about how to find new customers right now. So today we're talking about a tool called ecosystem mapping. And this tool is one of my favorites because it really can reframe your industry and the way that you see your customer base and allow you to generate new sources of revenue. So it's a way to really help you identify all the possible potential partnerships and current non-customers, creating ways to expand your reach. So these will become your new channels or how you generate business in an authentic and unforced way. And this is what I really love about this, is that it's just the beauty of first seeing your customer and really seeing them. And then the channels come naturally. So this really encourages you to think differently and become a game changer rather than just an outperformer. We talk a lot about that in our e-course, the Strategy Masterclass. So if you visit storywork.co, you can get access to the Strategy Masterclass if you're interested in going through the whole framework. But today we're just talking about one tool within the framework called ecosystem mapping. And we're also going to link to a free PDF in the show notes if you want to grab this and journal through it. Even if you set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes, you could discover a new channel and a new path to revenue. So right now, especially right now, we really need to get creative in how we are gaining access to new customers. And I believe that more than ever before, people are craving to really be seen, known, and heard. And you might have heard me talk about this. We talk about it a lot at Storywork, and we're doing some writing on this topic to come in the future. But for now, we can use this strategy tool to help businesses and nonprofits and movements really see and understand their people in order to create new channels. So I want you to think about your client, your customer, your user persona, right? And you might have several different types of customers that come to mind. Just take a moment and visualize those customers in your mind. And then I want you to think about a day in their lives. Where do they go every day? What do they do? And what do they really want? What are some of their core needs? And then I want you to think about how that interacts with what you do, what product or service that you offer. How do you fulfill a core need or want of theirs right now? How are you essential to them? And so what this ecosystem mapping process does is as you really put the client in the middle and you kind of write a little blurb about them, right? About who they are and name them if you've done your user personas. And then you're going to list out all of the things around them, their ecosystem. What is their personal ecosystem that they interact with? The places that they go every day, the people, the groups, associations that they might be involved with, hobbies, publications they read, habits, social media channels, shopping, any platforms or travels, right? So you're going to list out all of those things around them in a circle, and you're going to be able to examine the channels that they interact with, and then you're going to compare your service and offerings against those channels to see if there are new paths that you can move through to be able to connect with your customer on a genuine level, right? Because when we feel like someone is yelling at us or trying to capture us with salesy language, we don't really respond. But when we feel like someone has taken the time to see us and know where we go, and partner with people that we like and respect, then we will listen, right? It's permission marketing. And Seth Godin talks a lot about this. But this is a strategic framework that you can use to lay out and prioritize your reach outs, your strategic reach outs, and think through mutual value add with any potential collaborations that you might put together. So in this PDF guide that we're giving you in the show notes, you can then begin to think through reach out categories in order of priority. So once you lay out these things, you might think that, X, Y, and Z are the most important around your client and the most relevant to your services or product offerings. And so you're going to prioritize them in order of priority and think through how you're going to reach out to them. Do you know anyone mutually that might offer this service? List out the pros and cons of a collaboration. List out different terms and techniques of how you could structure partnerships for revenue shares or commissions or things of that nature, and how you can partner, because it's usually better together, when you go through those genuine channels. And then you can really develop a reach out plan from this ecosystem map. So you can determine what's needed to set up partnerships and potential collaborations. So, what you're going to look at when you're developing your strategic reach out plan is the how. So, how are you going to reach out to them? And if you haven't listened to last week's podcast episode, I would go back and listen to that because that's where we really nail down our reach out guide. And we also offer the free PDF there for how to conduct your reach outs. But we're really focused here on developing the plan. So the how you'll reach out to them, the when you're going to set aside time to complete this, the value offering, so how you're going to pique their interest, and the priority. So you're going to tackle the most impactful first. And people love bolt-on offerings, right? So if you're thinking through what comes before or after your product and service, that's also going to help if you're getting stuck and you can't think of how these services or these products or platforms that surround your customer relate, right, to what you offer. Think about your experience. Where do they go before they come to you or before they use you? And then where do they go after? And is there an opportunity that you could think through a collaboration with those partners? Or maybe even invite them to contribute content, or maybe you could contribute content for them as a value add. You have to think of the value that you offer for them and become valuable to them first. So, this is really indirect marketing. And what's great about this is that if you're not naturally a salesperson and you don't love going out there pounding the pavement, or you haven't built all of your sales funnels yet, or you haven't invested the revenue you need to into driving digital traffic, this is an option for you to begin where you know. So, if you're not naturally a salesperson, this can really be a great, genuine answer for developing out your channels and your new streams of revenue because you can genuinely reach out to somebody, your potential channel partners, with something that you believe will offer them value in exchange for offering each other value. And so the great thing about that is that you can move forward together and leverage each other's networks to be able to share and build revenue streams together. And now that can be informal or formal, and it can be something like guest blogging, or it could be something more formal like a commission structure. So take a few minutes to think about your ecosystem map and really who truly surrounds your customer base and each customer bucket, because you may have 2 or 3 different types of customers. And so think through those primary customers and where they go every day and what they do, and then identify those priorities and start your reach outs. Just start gleaning information, start asking questions. If you're not sure how to ask, just start with a couple questions, learning about what your potential partners do, what their network looks like, and just develop a genuine relationship with them. And over time, you can evaluate if there are opportunities to collaborate. So we hope this episode has been helpful for you. And hit the show notes for the free PDF guide and visit storywork.co for more.